What's good, y'all? I am coming to you again today. It's day 7, and it's been a good day. In spite of and despite all things, it has been a good day. And what I am taking away from today, because every day my energy is increasing more and more, and it's inclining me to move in specific directions, and I'm grateful for that. The word for the day is dominate. Dominate. And that can be applied to so many different things. And it take me back to Uncle G. He got a chapter on being able to dominate so that you can accomplish things. But he goes into basically talking about the first thing you got to dominate before you can dominate your industry, your sector, your brand, your goals, any of that, is your own mind. And I found myself thinking about that all day today. You know what I'm saying? Like, just self-checking myself. What are you doing? How are you spending your time? Are you being productive? Had your to-do list knocked down? You know what I'm saying? And it was like, yes, check. Yes, check. Yes, check. I like it like that. I like to be able to give myself metrics and make sure that I can hold myself accountable to being able to meet them. I like being able to put a goal in front of me and check off the milestones to getting there. I like being able to know what my level of production is, because for me, that keeps me accountable to myself. Now, the flip side of that coin is, over my life, I have always been very critical of myself when I don't achieve my goals, right? I was a kid with the straight A's all through school. Well, let me not say all through school. I'm going to say to about 6th grade. I stopped carrying around 6th grade. But yeah, I was a kid who had straight A's all the time, and I was hard on myself when I didn't, because it was like, damn, what are you doing? Because I know what I'm capable of, right? And so there's this point where you know you got potential to do things, and then it's like, man, this is what my potential produces. And when I know what my potential produces, I always want to produce that or more, you know, because different experiences and being in different places will help us learn how we got potential sometime that we didn't even know we had. We just had to be in the right situation in order to have the evidence that we got that potential. You know what I'm saying? And then it becomes real for us, because then we've seen it through our own experience. And that's where, man, I'll tell you, I've been doing a lot of reading. That's where that book Skin in the Game come in, right? Because when you learned about a lot of shit and you done heard about a lot of shit, but you ain't ever done it, a lot of times you don't really know the difference between what you're going to actually run into in your praxis than what the theory told you. In theory, some shit might sound great. In theory. Who tested it? What was the results? And it's my resolution that, man, in order to really know and grow, you got to get you some skin in the game and actually get the experience of doing whatever it is that you're working towards. And maybe I don't want to say working towards. I started this somewhere. The other thing I realized, y'all, when I get to talking, I really just be talking. Not that I'm saying anything that ain't good or that it don't have no trajectory. But sometimes my brain moves so fast that as I'm speaking, I don't know that my words be catching up all the time. And then one gets so far away from the other, it's like, damn, did you finish that sentence the way you wanted to? Anyway, I'm in a good mood. Like I said, in spite of and despite all things. And I am practicing staying in my vortex. Okay, that's what Abraham calls it. Some Christians would probably call it in the Holy Spirit, you know. But I'm in that place within myself, and it's magnifying every day. It's magnifying every day. And then I done took all that bullshit out of my diet, man. I took all that bullshit out of my diet. Like, I have not been eating a whole lot of anything. So pray for me, because it's a process. Like, people be talking about, oh, I'm detox this, I'm detox that. Man, that it do not feel good to your body. But it also gets worse before it gets better. And so what I know is that when it comes to healing, man, it's just like working out. You know, when you ain't done that shit before, you got to start tapping into shit that has to be familiarized with it, you know? Like, when you start lifting weights, you ain't never lifted no weights, the muscles got to get familiar with the movement and the the pressure you putting on it, because it wasn't being worked like that before. It hurt a little bit. But the more you work it out and you work through it, the less it hurt. And it's the same thing with spiritual work. One of the things that I'm realizing is that, well, it ain't even that I'm realizing it. One of the things that I know is that you can't fake this shit. When you serious about your own growth, development, transformation, seeing some newness come to life in you, man, this process is hard. It is. And that's okay. Because, man, anything worth having is worth working for. It's worth going through a process. All things that are real have processes, and I notice a lot of times we try to skip steps in the process because we want shit right now, and that's not how it's developed. You know what I'm saying? I think about alchemy and gold. Think about diamonds, heat and pressure. You know what I'm saying? None of these processes are easy. In order for gold to be what it is, it's got to be melted all the way down, refined to its most purest state. The fuck you think that? What? So in our own lives, when we start going through shit, you got to strip all the rest of that shit away, man. Get down to the essence of who you are, of what it is your soul then came here to do and what it is requiring. You know what I'm saying? Like people be talking about mind, body, soul. Wrong order. Spirit, mind, body. Tap into your spirit. Use your mind to be able to do it, and then discipline your body, and all of them work together. But you got to start with the intention of the spirit. And a lot of times you can start the other way around. I think the depth is a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? Like when I start on my body first, my intentions are different than when I start on my spirit first. Will I find spiritual things in the process? Of course. Because anytime you get to the point of taming your body or controlling it in ways that you are not allowing it to choose for you what your lifestyle is going to look like, dominating. Back to that word again. Ain't nothing but dominating. Using the power of your mind in order to dominate the will of your body. You know what I'm saying? And it get to a point where, because we've done so many things and had so many experiences and been exposed to so many things, that whatever we have habitually engaged in starts to come naturally to us. That's thoughts, that's actions and behaviors, that's all of that. And so we got to go in and inventory. Hey, man, is this really what I want? Is this how I want to respond? And if it ain't how you want to behave, how you want to respond, how you want to move, how you want to be in the world, we are required to change that. You know what I'm saying? Can't nobody control us but ourselves. And for whatever reason, as people, we want to always go outside ourselves first when we start controlling shit. We don't want to control ourselves. We want to control that motherfucker. We want to control that shit over there. No, motherfucker, control you. Control you. And if you can manage to control you, then the things around you and outside of you will begin to look different, and they'll begin to change. But not until you submit and commit to that level of subjection. And for what, man, I be struggling because I be like, Lord, what part of me is in this experience that I'm mirroring, and what do I need to do different? I'm at a place now when shit outside of me be fucked up. I'm like, oh, what am I doing? What am I doing? What am I giving? Because I'm responsible for everything that I call into my attraction and into my life. And because I want a very specific life, it's something I'm out here and I know what I came back for. You hear me? And I'm so clear about it in my spirit. Can't nobody take me off track. It don't matter what the fuck you see me doing out here. I know what I'm doing. And that's how I think we all gotta be about our purpose, about our passion, about the shit that we know we called to do in this dimension, in this life. We get one before we got to go back and talk, renegotiate the contract and figure out what the next one gonna look like. But expansion and development is the whole goal. You know what I'm saying? People talk to me about, when I die, I want to go to heaven. Where is heaven? Because motherfuckers, the first thing they do is look up in the sky. If you're going to put this body off, you're going to take this body off and let your spirit move, go where it go, because we understand that as we transition, the spirit don't never die. That's why we have funerals and services and shit, and we got to figure out what to do with the body, who got the body, all that. Yes. So you telling me You telling me that there's a heaven and you don't realize that in order to be able to get to that dimension, that place, that space, that you got to be able to transcend this one? And it means you got to be equipped to be able to take on that next body, your light body, right? So if we going to talk about heaven is in the sky, what live in the sky besides the sun, the moon, the stars? You want to talk about star seeds? You want to talk about celestial bodies? You want to talk, and that... When I get ready to go take my celestial body on, you better know I'm going to be prepared to expand in all the ways that I need to in order to be able to take it on. And I might not be able to do it in this next life. I'm okay with that. I'm clear about what the fuck I came to earth to do, though. Period. In my soul, there are some things that got to be accomplished. And I know people got to get to places where they find that. People got to get to places where they find that. You know, I love children because... when children have not been tainted by the beliefs of the world that have been forced upon them to behave and to be a certain way, a lot of times you can just pay attention to the things that they're interested in and they'll begin to unfold themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like their third eyes be open. Completely open. I got stories, experiences. I'm trying to keep this short. It's already longer than the last two, so y'all got to bear with me. But what I know is that when I'm thinking about what the word dominate means in my life right now and what all I'm applying it to and where it's going to take me, right? Because I have no desire to dominate myself other than to be able to dominate other things outside of myself that I know I'm destined to be able to shape in the right direction, right? But they're all connected to me. They're all a part of me. In terms of my dreams and my goals, expansion, production. What are we leaving here? How are we producing and giving something to the world that leaves it better than it was when we got here? Or that gives it more than what it had before we created in it? You know, we got some unique intrinsic value. There are things that we can do that can't nobody else do. There are things that we have in our hearts that somebody else might have in theirs, but they ain't got it the same way that you got it. Because it's yours. And because it's yours and you are a unique individual, then we got to be able to own that, right? And own when we come to the space, any space. Own that too. Bringing that spirit with us, right? And so for me, it's like, man, everything I've been creating and producing, the one thing I am asking myself every time is, how can you see this? How can you do this? How can you be a part of this that makes this a unique experience in terms of what you bring to the table? What kind of value do you have? Dominate the industry with the value. And I don't even want to say fucking industry because, man, I've been working all day. So there's a part of me that's like still wired in work mode. But there are levels to this shit. That's what I want to say, man. And you can do shit at a mediocre level, or you could do that shit at a stellar, a great level, right? And you can also decide what all you putting on the table when you're doing that. So for me, when I say work, I mean all kinds of work. A lot of people don't know I go to work every day in the day. But then you see me get on here and you see me doing videos and you see me in the running Clubhouse rooms and you see me teaching classes. I still teach school. Like I do a lot of different things, but all of it is a part of my work. The things that I am committed to giving back to the world. And it's, boy, some shit that ain't even been unleashed yet. Oh, get ready. I give thanks in advance because I'm so obsessed with getting that shit together, getting me together, because I got to get me together in order to get it together. Those things are like inextricably linked because I work in spiritual direction and healing, because I work with people's souls, because I work with the essence of how people engage with their spirit. That ain't nothing to play with. I don't play with none of that shit. And I make this right here, what I'm doing it publicly because I feel like it's so important for those who consider themselves thought leaders, and not even thought leaders, but for real faith-based leaders. Like if you dealing in the spirit, it's important for people to be able to understand that you are undergoing your own process, right? That you're not out here pretending to be something that you're not, because it's so easy to pretend to be a healer. That shit is cool now. This the next trend that's fucking been going, that's upon us right now. And I think it's going to morph as people go deeper into actually learning and studying and applying some level of system, a system of how they want to move and the information that they've gathered. I think it's going to continue to morph. And because Aquarius is an information agent, you have all that available to you. But it's a lot of fake juju out here. Okay? I just want y'all to be mindful. And I ain't saying that I'm the realest nigga alive. What I'm saying is I'm authentic and I'm genuine, and I'm genuine enough to be transparent with my vulnerabilities. You know what I'm saying? Like to explain my lessons as I go through solitude, which has been not the most comfortable or the most it just ain't been comfortable. Cause I can't say that it ain't been fruitful. It's definitely been fruitful. But to be able to be in the inner parts of that, the innermost spaces, this is really my journal, my diary. I ain't even writing in it, hoe. Well, no, let me not say that, because I got a whole companion around, like all my reflection questions, my process, everything. I've been codifying all of this. So when I get done, I hope to be able to share that with y'all. But this is my journal. Like, I'm not writing emotions. I'm not processing written emotions around this. I'm writing down the process of how I got through the emotions. And those are two different things for me. And so when I look at what did it make me feel? What did I go through? How was the journey? You know what I'm saying? A lot of times we go through journeys and we need somebody to walk us there, to hold our hand. And this journey that I'm in is a wilderness. And I'm okay with it, because everything that I done poured out in the last season, I'm finding poured back into me. And I feel like when I share this, hopefully I'm pouring something else back out for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are the gifts that keep giving if we give wholeheartedly, you know? And yeah, if we give wholeheartedly. Dominating your own mind, though, it's been a powerful revelation for me, because as I dominate my mind, I dominate my life. And the more and more I see it coming together, the more and more I'm elated, and I can't do nothing but get excited and start to give thanks, because it took me a long time to get here. Discipline is not easy to do, y'all. It ain't. All it takes is a made up mind, though. The hardest part is making up your mind. You know what I'm saying? And once you make your mind up about what you're going to do and you're not going to do, the crazy thing is your body will actually do a lot of that shit for you. And then when you start to betray yourself and go do the things that you said you was not going to do no more, your body be like, aha, bitch, what you doing? Not today. We ain't eating that shit. We ain't doing that. Tell you how we ain't doing it. I'm going to make sure you don't. I'm going to make sure you feel so bad because you done this shit. Because you told me we wasn't doing this. It's the power of the mind. But you got to get that shit right up in here first. That I'm gonna put in the work to become everything that I desire to be. I'm not gonna put the work in to portray myself as I desire to be. Right? I don't want to be seen as some shit that I ain't. I want to be that shit. And I'm there. Legit. I tell people all the time, I'm going to build a village. I mean that. And maybe I won't build a village. Maybe I'll just secure the land and make sure the people got a safe space so that we as a collective can develop a village. Maybe the people don't want to do that shit no more. Maybe I just got to make sure that I got enough for my family. And I mean all of them. Chosen and biological. Whatever the case may be. I'm going to have what the fuck I said I'm going to have. It's been too clear in my mind for too long. I have written the vision. I done made it plain. I done start putting together the steps to bring it to me. I'm going to do it. There's a life that I'm here to create. Not just for me, but for other people. There are other people that are going to benefit. I know this. But I can't do nothing for somebody else that I have not done for myself. And that's the one thing I be telling folks. Don't be no fucking hypocrite. Don't be no fucking imposter. Don't be none of that. You better be what the fuck you say you is. Because when the time come to stand and to be tried and determined, it's true. You hear me? You better be able to stand in the face of that fire, baby. And that's my only goal. I want to have been walked through that bitch enough by myself that if I ever got to do it for somebody else or in front of somebody else or prove that I'm about that life, guess what, nigga? We here. We're here. Seize the day. This how I've been waking up, y'all. Now, mind you, I've been doing my videos a little bit later than right now. It is, what time is it? Let me see. I can't. Oh, well, I'm doing too much. But I maybe 7 something, maybe 8 something. I don't know. But I have been doing my videos a lot later, around like midnight, to whenever I would wake up in between time. Like, I have been falling asleep because I be having the energy to keep working, and so I do. And now I understand what Uncle G was talking about when he was like, be obsessed. Be so obsessed with your goals. Be so obsessed with your dreams. Be so obsessed with what you are becoming that you don't have time and space for nothing else. For real. I need to go get me a hug from somewhere. I ain't had time. But I feel good. I'm comforted by what I'm doing. I'm comforted by where I'm putting my energy and my time because I can see the fruitfulness of it. I am planting seeds. And not only am I planting seeds, but I'm also getting ready to go pull a harvest, right? Because I'm still planting as I've already planted. There are things that have been growing. They've been in the ground. They've been taking shape and taking root long for now. And this is when I got to be honest about the entrepreneurial journey, because motherfuckers get online and they'll romanticize the fuck out this shit. But I'm going to tell you, it ain't easy. I'm 3 years in. And I'm still figuring it out every day. The things that I know are going to come to pass, they coming real soon. But it's been a 3-year wait period. That's all I'm saying. You keep sowing. You keep growing. You keep doing your part. You keep on keeping on. And man, with real faith, real dedication, and real effort and direction of your energy, it ain't shit you ain't gonna have. Asking it shall be given. Seeking you shall find. Knocking the door be open. Because for everyone who does it, it is granted to them. You hear me? But don't forget, faith without works is dead. So I'm just telling you, y'all, man, I'm glad to be here. I'm glad that you're here with me. Dominate your shit, man. Whatever it is you want to do, go write that shit down. And this is why I gotta codify my process, right? Because I done wrote down a lot of shit today. I didn't like took my power bio to a whole nother level. I have done a self-assessment on myself today that was so good to me in terms of being able to identify not only what my experience is, not only where I am right now, but also who I'm becoming as I continue to work towards these new goals that I set for myself every day. Seize the day. Change your own mind. Dominate your own mind, and you'll dominate your own life. Create everything that you want in it. And don't settle for anything less. People be acting like, oh, you got to pick one or the other. Says who? Says who? Who said I got to pick one or the other? Red or blue? Red, blue, purple, green, orange, yellow? Shit, fucking put all of them in there. Why I got to pick red or blue? Why I got to let you determine my choice for me? Why I can't choose for myself? If I choose for myself, I'm not going to cut myself short. Not going to cut myself short. Not going to cut myself short. You give me 2 options. I say I want 6. Whose job is it to go create all 6 of them options and make sure that they available? That it's mine. If that's what I want in my life. I don't give a fuck who say I can't have it. Who say I can't do it. Who say I'm too fucked up. I don't give a fuck about none of that. Because at the end of the day, I look my own self in the mirror. And you do too. And so all I'm saying is, dominate your mind. Dominate your life. Create for yourself whatever it is you want to see come to pass. And be so obsessed with that shit. I told you, yesterday was my first day being obsessed. I feel like the series is on an upswing, goddammit. We changing directions. Hopefully, if you've been keeping up with me from day 1 to today, you can see where the journey is going. And so, hey, man, I just give thanks for the direction that continues to unfold, because moment by moment it comes to me. I don't know. I wake up and it's not like I can say, today I'm going to do these things in the name of solitude. No, I just be by myself. And whatever the Spirit tell me to do during the day, I just do it. And it blesses me. And I'm learning to listen more and more in real time to the Spirit as it bubbles up, because oftentimes I can differentiate, because it ain't shit that I would say or do my own self. Not advice I would, you know what I'm saying? I can tell I'm being directed. Oh, shit. All right, let's do that. Let's do that. And it increases my trust. in the divine providence that I know that exists. And so I thank y'all for being here with me. Thank you, because you being here with me is what keep me from being alone. Legit. But there's a gestalt of energy that we are all connected to, and my hope is that as I elevate mine, hopefully it helps elevate yours too. So I love y'all. I hope you have a good night. And I'll see you tomorrow on day 8.